Can you make a supercar and save the planet at the same time? Well, BMW thinks that you can. Okay, supercar might be a bit of a stretch, but just look at it. If Michael J. Fox had to choose a modern car for a bit of time travel these days, there's little doubt that he would choose this one. We first drove this car in Italy last year and came away hugely impressed. But BMW has taken a huge gamble by launching a new sub-brand in the I division. They've thrown everything, including the kitchen sink, at developing these machines. They've even come up with a new way of manufacturing carbon fiber. The question is this a proper sports car? And that's what we're at the BIC to find out. So this is the first time that I'm driving out of the pit lane of the BIC in pure electric mode. And frankly, it is completely surreal. We are in absolute silence, cruising out of the pit lane and being awfully green while getting onto a racetrack. But we don't want to be entirely green right now, do we? So I'm going to flip this into sport mode. And the beauty of sport mode is that there's a little electric motor at the back which uses the power generated by the engine to recharge the batteries. So in fact, the faster that I go and the more that I make that 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine at the back work for a living, the more electricity I'm generating and the more in fact I'm saving the environment. And again, the beauty of this machine is that one, it's got the lowest center of gravity of any car in the BMW lineup. BMW has chosen with the I program to develop all new cars for its electric architecture. And that means that you don't have to take an existing architecture and adapt it to an electric drivetrain. So you don't have to put electric motors and batteries where fuel tanks would reside. You can create an architecture that is custom built for the type of driving experience that you want to engineer and the type of car that you're engineering. So the batteries set effectively in the central tunnel. Everything is set really low down. They've engineered every single nut and bolt that goes into this car specifically for this car to ensure that the weight is as low as possible. This car only weighs 1,485 kilograms, which is incredibly light for a car of this nature. Let's use all the 200 plus horses, 231 horses from the engine at the back and the 131 horses from the electric motor on the front, and let's see what this car can do. We'll take it a little bit easy to start with and miss the apex completely on the first corner. Of course, it's got regenerative braking, so the brake feel is going to be a little bit different from a traditional sports car. So that's going to take a little bit of getting used to. The turn-in is incredibly sharp, but in fact, the front tires are pretty narrow. They're 215 section front tires because you don't want to have too much rolling resistance if you're trying to get decent MPG. So it's got a little bit of understeer, but it's just an incredibly well-balanced and sharp machine. And it's quite a surreal experience. You've got a whine from the electric motor on the front. You've got a roar like never before from a 3-cylinder engine that's coming out of the back. You've got a 6-speed gearbox. You've got a 2-speed gearbox in the front for the electric motor to ensure that you can reach 120 kilometers an hour on pure electric mode alone. You can cover 37 kilometers in total in pure EV mode. So it really is a green sports car to that extent. Now we're not going to push this car completely to the limit because it is 2.3 crores worth of machinery. And if you look inside this cabin, just the beauty of this cabin is worth the price of admission alone. But it is a pretty princely sum, and I promised BMW that we would take really good care of this car. It's a completely different experience from the M cars that we had here last month. But what it demonstrates is the versatility of the BMW engineers, because they can create manic machines like the M cars, make a new age machine like this. couple of laps of the BIC in the BMW i8, and it just reinforces what I first felt when I drove this car last year, which is that it's an incredibly gutsy move by BMW. This is uncharted territory, and when you go all out and create a new platform, a new architecture, a new sub-brand, a new factory that produces the carbon fiber in a completely different manner from what has ever been done before, and you put all those pieces together and you come out with a car that looks so phenomenally stunning from the inside and from outside, and just looks and feels so special.